Again, welcome to our statistics and probability class. For our discussion today, we will be discussing the Module 3, computing appropriate sample size using the length of the interval. Our learning objective is to compute for an appropriate sample size using the length of the interval. To make an accurate estimate of the parameter, it is vital to determine the appropriate size of the samples. The factors that affect the sample size are the maximum error of estimate, and then the population standard deviation, and the confidence level. So you must also consider the table below in computing for an appropriate sample size. So this is the level of confidence of C coefficient table. Confidence levels 99% is equals to 2.58, 98% equals to 2.33, 96% is equals to 2.05, 95% is equal to 1.96, and 92% it is equals to 1.75, 90% is equals to 1.645, 85% is equal to 1.44, 80% is equal to 1.28, and 70% is equal to 1.04. So yung ating confidence level ay kailangan nating i-convert into C coefficients para magamit natin sa problem. Okay, so this is the formula that we used before in identifying the confidence level or the confidence interval. So we have here the confidence coefficient in margin of error. So ito yung ginagamit nating formula. And then, in lower confidence limit, ito naman yung ating ginagamit na formula. And also, in the upper confidence limit, ito yung formula na ginagamit natin. So, pagkuha natin ng pag-compute natin ng appropriate sample size using the length of interval, ito naman yung gagamitin nating formula. So, from the formula of margin of error, dinerive natin siya para makuha natin yung sample size na hinahanap natin. Okay, so n is equals to C sub A over 2 multiplied by the standard deviations over the margin of error raised to the second power. Okay, let's have example. A young student is conducting a research on an awareness of senior high school learners on the names of the Philippine presidents. Given a margin of error of 4 with a standard deviation of 9 having a 99% confidence level, what should be the minimum sample size that the student researchers need to estimate the population mean? So first, kailangan natin i-identify yung mga given natin para masagot natin yung problem. So here is our solutions. So the given is the confidence level is 99, then the value of our C coefficient is equals to 2.58. So kung titingnan natin yung table before, so ang value ng 99% is equals to 2.58. Then our margin of error is equals to 4. Our standard deviation is equals to 9. Then the formula we use is the sample size formula. So substitute lang natin itong mga given natin dito sa formula natin. So n is equals to 2.58 multiplied by 9 divided by 4 raised to the second power. Then 23.22. So 2.58 multiplied by 9 is equals to 23.22. Then divide by 4 natin raised to the second power. Then 23.22 divide natin by 4, it is equals to 5.805, then raised to the second power. So 5.805 multiplied by 5.805 is equals to approximately 33.70. So therefore, our sample size is equals to 34. So pag nakuha na natin yung ating approximation value of sample size, i-round up natin lahat ng final answer natin para makuha natin yung sample size. Again, round up ang gagawin natin ha, hindi round off. Kasi sample size ang tinutukoy natin dito. Okay. So, the value of our sample size is 34. So, therefore, to be 99% confident that the estimate differs from the true mean by 4, the minimum sample size needed is at least 34. Okay, next. An environmentalist is making survey of the number of households that applies the principles of waste management in a certain community. Given the standard deviation of 2.6, how large a sample must be selected if we want to be 95% confident of finding whether the true mean differs from the sample mean by 1.5 hours. So our solution, identify first our given. The confidence level is 95%, which is equals to the C coefficient of 1.96. Then our margin of error is 1.5. Our standard deviation is 2.6. So the formula we use for the sample size is here. Then substitute natin yung mga given natin sa formula. So n is equals to 1.96 multiplied by 2.6 all over 1.5 or divided by 1.5. So the result must be multiplied by squared. And then, so 1.96 multiplied by 2.6 equal to 5.096 divided by 1.5, then raised to the second power. Then n is equals to, so 5.096 divide natin sa 1.5 is equals to 3.3973. So ang kunin natin is at least 4 decimal places para mas safe tayo na mas malapit tayo doon sa original result. Okay, so 3.3973 raised to the second power, or 3.3973 multiplied by 3.3973 is equals to, or is approximate to 11.54. So therefore, the sample size is 12. Okay, so round up natin para makuha natin yung sample size. So our sample size is 12. So therefore, to be 95% confident that the estimate differs from the true mean by 1.5, we need a sample size of at least 12. Okay, next example. Compute for the appropriate sample size if the margin of error is 6 with a sample standard deviation of 25 and a 90% level of confidence. Okay, so here is our solution. Identify the given first. Our confidence level is 90%. Then in C coefficient, it is equals to 1.645. Then our margin of error is 6 and our standard deviation is 25. So same formula. So, gagamitin natin. Then, substitute natin yung given to the formula. So, n is equals to 1.645 multiplied by 25 divided by 6. And then, the result will be raised to the second power. Then, n is equals to 1.645 multiply natin by 25. It is equals to 41.125. Then, divide natin by 6. Then, the result will be multiplied by the square. So, n is equals to 41.125 divided by 6 equal to 6.8542. Again, 4 decimal places para mas safe. Then, squared natin yung 6.8542 or multiply natin by 6.8542 multiplied by 6.8542. Then, it is approximately 46.98. So, our final answer for the sample size is equal to 47. Round up our approximation sample size. Therefore, to be 95% confident that the estimate differs from the true mean by 1.5, we need a sample size of at least 12. Okay, next. Compute for the appropriate sample size if the margin of error is 6, with a sample standard deviation of 25 and a 92% level of confidence. Okay, so to get the answer, let's have our solution. Identify first the given. Confidence level is 92%, then the C coefficient is equal to 1.75. Margin of error of 6, and then the standard deviation is 25. Then here is our formula to be used. Substitute natin yung mga formula doon sa yung mga given doon sa given formula natin. So, n is equal to 1.75 multiplied by 25 divided by 6. Then the result must be square. 43.75. So, yung 1.75 pag minultiply natin sa 25, it is equal to 43.75. Then divide by 6. The result must be multiplied by squared, or must be squared. Then, 43.75 divided by 6, it is equals to 7.2917. So, 4 decimal places. Then, the result must be square. So, 7.2917 multiplied by 7.2917, it is approximately equals to 53.17. So, therefore, round up natin siya. The value of our sample size, or the sample size we are looking for, is 54. So therefore, to be 92% confident that the estimate differs from the true meaning by 6, we need a sample size of at least 54. Okay, again, another example. An investigator wants to estimate the caffeine consumption of a senior high school student. How many students would be required to ensure that 95% confidence interval estimate for the mean caffeine intake or measured in milligram is within 15 milligram of the true mean. So therefore, yung 15 milligram of the true mean is our margin of error. Assume that the standard deviation of a caffeine intake is 68 milligram. Okay, so here is our solution. Confidence level is equals to 95, then the value of our Z coefficient is equal to 1.96. Then the margin of error is 15. The standard deviation is 68. So here is our formula, same formula na gagamitin natin. Substitute the given value to the formula. N is equals to 1.96 multiplied by 68 divided by 15. So the result must be squared. Then 1.96 multiplied by 68 is equals to 1.33.38. Then divide by 15 and then the result must be squared. So 133.38 divided 15 is equal to 8.8853. Again, 4 decimal places, and then 8.8853 must be square. So 8.8853 times 8.8853 is approximately 78.94. Okay, so therefore, the sample size is equals to 79. So ni-round up natin siya. So hence, at least 79 students are required to participate to ensure a 95% level of confidence. Okay, so now it's your turn to answer the problem in the next slides. But ang gagawin nyo is, yung answer nyo ay isasubmit nyo sa akin into our classwork. Again, yung sagot nyo dito ay kailangan nyo isubmit into our classwork kasi ito ay magiging quiz natin for today's discussion. Okay, so discuss lang na natin yung ating problem. So number 1, a nurse at Lucena United Medical Center is interested in estimating the birth weight of infants. How large a sample must be if she desires to be 98% confident that the true mean is within 3 ounces of the sample mean. The standard deviation of birth weight is known to be 6 ounces. The second problem is, a 99% confidence interval has to be created to estimate the mean volume of a content in the bottles of Hennessy. So assume that the population standard deviation is 20 ml. Calculate the sample size needed if the margin of error is 6 milliliter, 5 milliliter, and 4 milliliter. So sa problem number 2, kailangan nyo isolve yung tatlong margin of error natin. Kailangan makita nyo kung ilan yung sample size with different margin of error. So from 6 ml, ilan kaya ang magiging sample size ninyo? And then 5 ml, ilan ang magiging sample size? And 4 ml, ilan yung magiging sample size ninyo? So tatlong answers ang kailangan natin kunin sa problem number 2. Okay, so kung wala na tayong questions, this will be the end of our discussion. Thank you for coming and enjoy the rest of the day. Have a nice day to everyone. Keep safe. Thank you.